Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Travelers Podcast, episode 1 of season 2. This is our rebooted, quote unquote, segment of the show where we're going to be making a few, not really a lot, but a few changes here and there that we think are really going to benefit the show in the long run. So we're glad to have us with you here. My name is Logic Mage.
I'm SuperQGS.
And I'm Bramblarian.
And today we're joined by our two special guests, LightningWB.
Hey.
And KingGlac.
Hello.
Hey, oh, okay.
Nope,
this happens every single episode, and it doesn't change in season 2 either.
We gotta keep it consistent. Lightning's a returning member of the podcast, and then KingGlac, this is your first time on the show, right?
Yeah, very
Welcome
excited.
So first of all, and what's probably most obvious, is something you're probably looking at right now, assuming you're watching this on YouTube. We have a sick new background programmed by none other than our lead programmer and mathematical genius, SuperQGS. So,
I would not call myself a mathematical genius by any means, but I made a thing that scrolls, and it's like a squished picture, and it's pretty epic. And hopefully, I actually get it to work. But I'm pretty sure at this point I'll get it to work. I guess you'll find out if you're seeing it.
Yeah. And if you're not, then this part probably won't be in there, so disregard that. I keep calling it Mode 7 because it's that the thing that the SNES games use sometimes. Because I'm a huge nerd, so...
That's actually what the file is called. It's called Mode 7. That's what I named it.
Funny. All I know is that Fonstroy is scrolling by.
There he goes.
Secondly, we are switching to a new schedule. We kind of drifted away from it at the end of season 1, but we're doing bi-weekly. We will now be doing monthly episodes of the podcast, because bi-weekly was just not feasible.
I mean, part of the reason we wanted to do the change was because we feel that on a monthly basis, and it's not just that doing it bi-weekly is difficult, but it's just the fact that I think more content is just bound to accumulate over like a larger period. And I think 1 month is usually a good amount of time to produce episodes of the same length and quality while still maintaining like that kind of amount of content and such that we want to talk about and discuss and make and infer things that we think about it. So we think that's probably going to be a great change for, just not only for us, but just making sure you guys enjoy the content as much as we enjoy making it. So.
And also, we're super bad at solving the puzzle, so maybe next time we'll actually have something to show in the podcast.
Exactly.
I don't know, according to Charles, there's a whole list of people who gets detected, so it must be pretty good.
Oh, it's so...
He said to us, actually, in the voice chat, he said it's like 3 people. So...
That's so infuriating. We gotta be so close, but I feel like no one knows... I don't know.
Okay, let me clarify. In Logic, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was just the 2 of us there in Toro. I think what he said was that one person got a part of it, someone else got a part of it, and he wants to give it to a third person and kind of puts it all together. So
I will correct you. Slippy was also there, but he was deafened, so this is probably going to be his first time learning about that when he's listening to this later. But later, of course, he revealed that information publicly, so now we're all aware of it. And somebody's on a list, so...
It could be you listening to this podcast.
That's right.
I don't think it's them. It's probably King623 that did it.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the
and don't worry, we'll get to him later, but... Speaking of larger player events, or, things that aren't necessarily puzzle-driven, we had the Enduro games, which feels kind of weird talking about this now, seeing as it was a good few weeks ago at this point, but that felt like a really big and fun event. I don't know if I've had that much fun playing the Travelers actively in a long time. Probably not since the wall even.
Yeah, that was super cool, and Lightning, you can butt in if you want, because you organize a lot of it, but...
Yeah, totally.
I really like the idea of doing regular PvP events. It would be cool to do another Enduro games sometime soon. But just, PvP happens so rarely in the Travelers that you really don't get that many opportunities to mess around with it. So kind of doing scheduled PvP community events could be a good way to get some metas out and practice and stuff like that.
One thing that I did is I met up with Slippy by 0-0 a couple weeks back, and that was a lot of fun just to PvP for one night.
That's super cool. But Lightning's Aduro army was able to make this whole big arena, and it was a lot of fun to do. One thing I think we learned, which was both me and Lightning's fault, was like we didn't have the meeting place available soon enough, so some people weren't able to get there in time. And I think some people ran late, but I think next time we do an Enduro Games, we'll have a lot more players, and I think it'll be a lot more fun because of that.
Honestly, I'm kind of starting to believe that say video games make you violent, because after the Enduro Games, I was at Spawn on my Enduro Games account, and I saw a new person, and I went over and killed them immediately. So,
This is so sad.
Wow. Didn't you know you were like this, KingGlac?
We're gonna have to move you to evil instead of neutral. This
Alignment shift.
Something that I want to make note of, because I only discussed this with Super the night of, and nobody else really got a chance to hear it, but I do want to make my appreciation known, is that like there was a very defined idea behind how the whole thing was set up. So there were two very special items that sort of dictated how the match went. So there was a high range rescue scanner, which for those who aren't familiar, spoilers, it allows you to detect the nearest player within a certain radius of yourself. It happened to be very large, such that it encompassed like a very big portion of the arena. The other big item that was placed in there was I think it's called the life signature mask. It's a bit newer. And what it essentially does is it allows you to protect yourself from the scanner. So once you have it equipped, you cannot be detected with those items. So the entire kind of game was one person had a scanner, and even though the arena is pretty big and it's unlikely that you're going to run into another person randomly, there was always a dynamic where one person had access to the scanner and they would always be able to track someone else down. Whereas you could also have the mask and protect yourself from that. So that was a really neat thing that I had a lot of fun dealing with, because I ended up getting attacked by Bram, killed Bram, took the scanner, then went and found the last person, who was Slippy, and killed them. So that was fun.
Well, funnily enough, I think I had, by the time both items got found, I think I had both the mask that blocked the life signatures and the scanner. I don't think they ended up in separate hands, which is interesting. But
Yeah, that was completely Lightning's idea, and it was really cool, because one of the biggest problems with an arena like that is just kind of people camping and hiding. So we were planning on having a timer that went down, because I was worried that people would just hide and not fight each other. So I was planning on having it, if it went on too long, we'd have everyone go to the center. But the scanner really solved that issue, because it kind of created a cat and mouse dynamic where, you could protect yourself with the mask, but if one person had the mask and the scanner, they could just find everyone else and they couldn't hide. And it was an interesting dynamic. So well done for thinking of that, Lightning.
Thanks.
I didn't even know about that. That's really cool.
You're the one. I think you picked up the boat, right, KingGlac?
Yeah, I picked up the boat. I was going all along the edge, looking for some sort of water, and I was just gonna hide there, but I don't think there was any.
There was not water in the arena. I'm sorry, KingGlac.
I put a ton of stuff in the center chest, so whoever did take all would be capped out on weight, and then whoever took their time and picked the scanner would be rewarded.
I just grabbed everything. I didn't even care. I didn't even cap my weight. It's just, I just took it all.
I remember doing that. I remember I grabbed a bunch of junk and none of it was useful, so I had to wait until I could find someone else, who ended up being Bram, and then I killed Bram. So that was fun.
I'm pretty sure I was actually the first death there, so I don't know if people watching don't even know this, but I was actually upstairs grabbing a charger for my phone because it was about to die. That's what I was using. I come back and see Bram attacking me. So.
Wow, Bram. I can't believe
I saw him stand there. I was like, is he here? Then, he actually engaged in the PvP, and I was like, oh, okay. But I was worried it was like AFK for a second. I was like, uh-oh. I kind of feel bad, but it's fun. No mercy, dude.
So yeah, I guess overall, thank you, Lightning and Super, especially.
Hey,
for...
Lightning did most of the work.
Oh yeah. I mean, but you both deserve credit because I think it was. I don't know actually who came up with the original idea. It might have been Super, but
I think I came up with like the Hunger Games idea.
Hmm.
Something that would be cool to do in the future would be, and I think people might hate this, but it also might be super cool, would be to kind of have, we wouldn't necessarily have to build an arena for this, but it would be like a defined play space. So, I don't know, maybe within a certain number of tiles of like a certain coordinate. I don't know what it would be. But it could be like a bigger area, and it could be like a week-long game. Or like when you log off, you have to like either hide or like build a house or something like that. And like you're never in the game, like you're never out of the game until you die.
Well, we could build it against a corner, so it would save on walls.
Yeah, that would take half as many.
That'd be crazy, but like I don't know. That'd be
That
cool.
would be
Like,
so
like a test of
stressful,
endurance. It would be. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Imagine I feel like the best combo there would be the mask and then active camouflage. So like you could sweep sound movies.
That's true.
And honestly, with Lightning's, with now that this arena's been built, it has been proven that megastructures are still possible to build. Definitely. You have the
Definitely.
right amount of resources and bots. So
Based on the 435 rope Dan found today, I feel like anything's possible.
you know what? There's still some things we'll never know about this game, such as how that got there, or
It could be Deffin's clue.
it could have been.
Oh, that's true.
I thought Deffin's was less, more like 100, but I'm not sure.
But the thing about the large, like, long time, big scale Enduro games is that, like, base building would be a viable strategy, because each thing would last a certain amount of hours. So if you make a base, you could not have to look at it for a certain amount of time, but you could try to like break into other people's bases if you find it and stuff like that.
Well, then you would have to not have any teleporters in the arena. But
That's true. People could get teleporters and get into bases. That's
You can fill your base with signs, though.
That's also true. Do signs stop teleporters?
They
I'm
do.
pretty
You can't
sure.
teleport onto an object. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, there's, if you were just building like an empty pocket of base in the middle of nowhere that's completely unsecure, and I imagine some people have already done that when they get into the game and they don't know teleporters exist, but it is totally possible to teleport proof your base if you know what you're doing. So
Then you gotta fill it with signs that you gotta X out of each.
you gotta wade through.
wade through the sign.
Something else you could probably do is just get 8 walls and just surround yourself with 8 walls. You're just sitting in there and they can't get in enough time, I would think. I forget how long walls are actually.
Yeah, that's true. I had an idea for a base after the chipper wall, but before like the chipper wall was controversial, where I wanted to do it so you couldn't see inside. There was like enough tiles where you couldn't see the inside of the base, and then I would have like a door system to get in and stuff, so you couldn't teleport inside or even see what was inside.
There's a new Charlo's update on the way, coming in 2022.
Oh no!
Should be fun.
Actually,
Oh, no?
this was the one that came out already. I think we wrote it.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Might be. Golly, okay. Disregard that. Let's cut that out. That was horrible. You're not gonna cut it out, are you? Oh my gosh.
Darn.
No.
It's gotta stay.
We'll
No.
we'll see.
I mean, now that they've said that it's gotta stay, it's gotta stay.
No.
That's just how things go. Logic.
No. Oh, come on. This is gonna be like the first episode people watching the series, and they're gonna think Logic's Mage is a friggin' idiot. Like,
Well,
it's
that's what you get for making mistakes on the Travelers podcast. Logic.
I can't.
You know how we
believe
feel
this.
about mistakes.
Anyway, yeah, there's an update. I'm gonna sit out for most of this section because clearly that was too shameful to go through.
Don't worry, we'll edit it out. Wink.
Haha, yeah. Maybe we'll have 2 intro
Yeah,
gags
we'll
this time,
definitely
we'll
edit
see.
it. Oh no! I'm not making that an intro gag. Maybe you can. I won't. But yeah, there's a new update, so that's fun. You can use crowbars as a weapon now. So
Finally,
yeah, Super's happy about that. I know
I am
he is.
super happy. I'm the Half-Life guy.
Does anyone know like the full details of that update? Because I'm really not
I'll
sure
pull up the changelog.
personally.
Let's pull up the changelog. See, we're real professional because we're doing this on the fly.
Only thing I remember for is the Constitution, which was inspired by Lightning and his murder bot.
Yeah, the Constitution effect. Yeah. You're right. That was like the main purpose of the. I knew there was like a central point to it. I forgot what it was.
The central point is people don't get killed by Big Bot.
There's 3 new leaderboards also.
There are.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the leaderboards. That was a nice surprise.
Yeah, it's mostly just like item changes. They finally nerfed axes, which is like, I don't know how that didn't happen before because it's very blatantly overpowered. But yeah, I think all weapons got nerfed, including hands, which is good.
So what do we all think of the Constitution effect? It's their first like real status effect besides being over encumbered.
I don't really think it's a negative effect in any capacity, rather a negative addition, I guess. I think it's a good change. It also kind of negates some of the effects from that Lightning's kill bot might have on people getting into the game. Sorry, Lightning.
That's true. I think it might take away a bit of kind of the purity of the game, but I think it's overall a net positive because, while it might not be exactly to the Travelers formula idea that, you're kind of invincible for the first bit playing the game. If it gets more players in, we're kind of a small community, so the more the merrier, and that's more important than it actually, I don't know, living up to the design doc. I
definitely agree. I mean, even though I'm a hardcore guy, like like it's gotta. I do enjoy games that really stick to the metal, right? And they if you die, then that's tough luck. You don't get any help getting back on your feet, because I really respect that. But I think this is definitely better for someone who maybe looks at this and it kind of shaves off one of the rougher edges of the game, I feel, especially for people who aren't used to it yet. So
when you started that, I was thinking you were talking about Shadow the Hedgehog and his giant street sign.
That is definitely hardcore.
We all know how much Logic likes Shadow the Hedgehog.
No, dude, I know I'm getting off topic, but I'm 1/5 through that, and I can't stand it. It's like it's not good. Yeah, I'm streaming that on the Travelers Discord, so come by some night and you might see me playing it. I'll be playing it for a while too because it's the longest Sonic game, and it's unbearable.
As Trugded says, it's a streaming platform to rival YouTube and Twitch.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what it's turned into nowadays. I mean, I'm not complaining, but there's usually someone streaming at least like every other night, something or other, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's free entertainment. What are you going to do?
It's true.
Oh, but this is slightly off topic again, and just speaking of new players and I guess the bringing in new players, I don't know if any of you caught this, but that one person, Hyperstorm, that was talking to Discord, apparently there's 3 to 4 people like playing this game in like a completely different like way than any of us really think, in like a base building type format, which I found really interesting, and I hope I don't call too much attention to that then, but they seem to have some kind of base and like a group of friends by spawn, and I thought that was pretty interesting.
We already know that there's I don't know how many, but there are people that play this game that don't interact with like the Discord at all, and I just find it super interesting because it's just like active players that we just don't like have any contact with at all.
That is super interesting.
I know there's some people that like are very dedicated to the puzzle and whatever. I don't know how much they play actively, but they do like. I know there are people looking at it that don't really interact with others, and that's completely valid. I just want to establish that. But like, I don't know, it's super weird to me. I really like that sense of mystery that there's like places and bases people have made out there that haven't been found yet.
Yeah, there's like little like you said, like people just looking in at the puzzles. People, like I know there's people who don't play this game, but they keep an eye on the puzzle, and like this base building thing. Like it's a whole like little like sub game almost. Like I don't think any of us would play it like that, like out in like the normal like established community like of like what we know. And they're newer. They have a new like take on the game, and that's super interesting to me because I think that's like the first like kind of unique take on the game, besides maybe like the combat like from the Adoro games. Like that's different, and this like base building thing is like very different from what the Travelers is, like completely, in my opinion.
It reminds me of how me, you, and Pepsi Boy played it sort of during pre-release, where that was how we interpreted it, because the puzzle wasn't present back then, right? That was the most fulfilling kind of thing you could work towards back then, was building a base, so
Yeah,
makes sense to me.
that's very true, actually.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a way people travel, because that's obviously the verb used for playing this game.
That's super cool. I wish our base builders the best of luck.
Yeah, I think all I've touched is a sign. I placed a sign once at boat, and nothing else.
Yeah, I haven't built anything since pre-release. I don't even know how much of
We need to get back on that. I need to get a base.
Logic
I have no
brand
excuse for not
Pepsi
having one.
base for 22. Yes.
Maybe. I mean, it would only be Logic brand Pepsi base 420 if Pepsi Boy started playing again, which,
That's true.
yeah. We'd have to find a different name for it.
Base building is something I want to get into again. Right now, I'm kind of just journeying across the world, looking at different. I'm trying to get to each corner currently.
I do wish there were more. Sorry, go on.
You're good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I do wish there were more customization options, like in terms of maybe kind of figuring out different options. Well, I guess that is kind of the case now. Like you can make water bases now, which maybe is something we want to look into. It's just that it takes a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
But it's super interesting. But again, like there aren't, even aside from that, there aren't a ton of really customizable options that really let you make something super creative. But I mean, we've already seen some great stuff like Alex Island base that was like completely covered that Lightning still found a way onto somehow. Stuff like that.
We need more blocks, Toro. Come on.
Lightning has
I have my ways in.
Yeah, well, clearly we need like bluestone or something. Something that's like a clear off of redstone. I think that'd be great.
Oh, a redstone update would be the coolest thing ever in Travel.
I don't know how feasible that would be, but I mean,
I
if
don't
people
either, but that would be so cool.
Yeah, let people make computers in the Travelers, Toro, please. I beg you.
Redstone would break the game.
Oh yeah, it definitely would, but that's part of the fun, right?
But I need it though. Also, Lightning, you are the hero Brian of the Travelers. You know that, right?
That's so true.
If there's a redstone added, Bram would just start ranting about how the old days were better and less complicated.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that sounds about right. This game doesn't need to be complicated, you know? Like, it's fine. Like,
I don't know if it needs like super complex redstone, but just a few things to mess around with would be really interesting.
Just a few logic gates. That's all I'm asking
Yeah.
for, Toro. Come on.
I think
Maybe
an update with more events could be pretty cool. Like new houses and cities.
That's true.
I would
Again,
love
like
new
it's just this stuff takes time, right? And Toro,
Yeah.
like I completely respect Toro wanting to move on to other projects because he considers this, largely done. But it just takes time, so we'll see.
Apparently, there's lots of events and lore and stuff that we just can't find.
yeah, I mean, we're locked behind the puzzle right now for the most part, I'd say. So, unlucky, dude.
Dude, just make an alt that's just really good at solving your puzzles, dude. Come on.
We won't question it.
I feel close, but I haven't had any new ideas for a little while.
See, Lightning, I think you should share your ideas some more, because you keep saying you have ideas, and I have no idea, like, what train of thought you've had for, like, a month. So, just saying, we might be able to help.
Speaking of the puzzle, Toro updated the clue again. So what's this? This is like the third time? Third revision?
I think that puzzle
Maybe
update encompasses, like, 2 of the updates. Like, I think he's updated it twice since we had a podcast, because I remember making a comment about it. Maybe it's 3 times since we had the last podcast. I don't know. I made a comment about it, though. To him, so...
That's great.
I'll put the most updated version on the screen. I still can't really make heads or tails of it, but hopefully we get it soon.
When Bram puts it in, there's going to be lots of explosions and fancy effects and
Oh,
shaders and stuff. It's going to be really well done.
That's the time we're using. That's the time budget we have now that we can produce episodes on a monthly basis.
I
Yeah.
feel like if he does that, the explosions won't be the video, it'll be his computer.
Probably.
You can't render that.
I am getting.
Oh yeah. Part of the month-long wait that you'll have between episodes is also we're going to be taking advantage to render them at 60 frames per second, for the optimal listening experience.
In 4K too.
Mm-hmm.
My ears can't handle anything less than 60 frames.
Anyway, speaking of the Clue update, Taruga said something interesting about him updating the clues, because initially when we started this game, it was supposed to be a big internet puzzle, and he said something that I found pretty interesting, is that for now, he doesn't want it to just be a big internet puzzle. He wants it to be, like, our puzzle for the moment, since it's such a small community. And I thought that was a really interesting change in what he wanted from the puzzle, I guess. I thought that was an interesting perspective, I guess.
And wait, when did he say that?
He said it in a voice chat. He said, it's kind of like a community thing. He's more kind of thinking along the lines of that it may never get popular, and he'd rather clear things up for us when he can, when he feels like it was done poorly, instead of waiting for some super genius to come and solve it years later. And I thought that was interesting.
I think that's a good approach too. Obviously, if it exploded overnight and we got thousands of people, the hints that we get from Targeted probably wouldn't be as needed, and we'd be able to solve it. It would kind of be the initial vision, but until it is the initial vision, or even if it never is, the approach that he's doing now is pretty good. Except it's too hard.
Honestly, the most interesting addition he's done, I feel like, is most definitely now that there's 8 circles, each on each side of one of the axes.
Yeah. I don't quite know what to make of that, but yeah, it's interesting.
The current thing I'm kind of thinking is that it might be a sequence that you have to do. Because it started in the negative quadrant, then it got to the corner of the negative, and now it's all around the map. And W to the W cube, I'm calling them W, those, I feel like, are the pair of coordinates. All of the coordinates I've been able to think of, I've gone to, and it isn't there. So I'm thinking maybe instead of W cubed, it might be W cubed W, and that might be the same.
Yeah, I don't really know what it could be at this point, but I'm sure we'll get it eventually. Lightning said something really depressing the other day and said we'd probably get through Clue 4 this year, and that Clue 5 would never be solved. And honestly, that just made me sad, but, it's fine. So, yeah, within the year, we'll have Clue 4 nailed down. Don't worry. Lightning is very confident.
That would be comforting if it wasn't January 18th.
Squiggles.
Oh, no.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little too, tired right now to laugh at it.
No, we're not going into it.
Yeah.
That would take too long.
Okay, let's keep going.
If you're really curious, just ask Super. He'll tell you.
Oh, gosh.
Or me.
No, ask
Rex,
and you can find
they had
out
first-hand
with your own
experience.
eyes.
Anyway, as I said, that's all. We're not going to.
Mr. Dribbleberry, you have the squiggle wiggles again?
Okay, forgot. Alright, next.
Tag Bro. Tag Pro.
Wow, you really just took that from me. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. I didn't.
I don't want to do anything.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Wow, Logic, you're such a bully. I can't believe you do that to Bram.
Okay, Tag Pro. Alright, so we're doing a Tag Pro tournament. Actually, the weekend, or it should start the weekend this episode comes out. Probably that Sunday. It's going to be 12 people, 6 teams of 2, and we'll be doing a round-robin style of tournament, I think it's called. And, yeah, and then we'll probably have the second half of it the weekend after, and we will find out who's the best Tag Pro player in the Travelers. It will probably be Targeted, if we're being honest, but should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, Tag Pro's awesome. I first heard of it through one of Toro's streams, but I never actually played up until a few days ago. After which I was convinced it was really awesome, so I'm looking forward to that. Should be very fun.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with Tag Pro.
I'm actually out of the loop. I've never played Tag Pro. What is Tag Pro?
It's like a capture the flag, like, web browser-based game, but, like, you're like these little, like, balls, and, like, you have, like, no, like... You're very slippery with your movement, and it's like...
Get your bubbles.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun.
It sounds really awful on like when you're describing it to someone, but I promise you, there's like power ups and like teleports and spikes, and you're like everyone's like running around. It's like complete chaos. It's awesome, and there's always opportunities for like these crazy outplays and whatever. It's a really really good game.
It has the best slippery physics I've ever seen. And that's like the only way to describe it, honestly. Like, when you actually dodge someone and you have the flag, that's like the best thing, just because if all that momentum, they just kind of get right past them and they just go flying.
Yeah, I feel like telling someone, "Oh, it's slippery," like gives them an impression of like, "Oh, okay, it just sucks to control." But no, it really does add to like it's a very intentional mechanic, and it's very much built into how like the game plays. It's really cool.
Honestly, the team I'm most scared of is you and Dino Logic. I'm like kind of terrified of you two. So.
I'll be able to exercise my logical mind prowess.
So are you saying Dino isn't just a nickname and he's going to be a Dino on the field too?
Dino, see, like, Logic is, like, good at the game, and then Dino is just chaotic, so it's gonna...
Dino's also played it a lot.
Yeah.
Probably compared to anyone else that's gonna be playing the
Yeah,
tournament.
Dino has been grinding. Whenever I've gone online, I've seen Dino at least once.
Yeah, so I'm kind of terrified of that pair-up mostly, although realistically I think Toro and me are going to win it, but...
I think Taro's got a really good shot, too. He's probably played it more than any of us.
Isn't he like 17th degree or something high like that?
It's higher than that, I think. I think he was in his, like, 20s.
Oh, wow.
Wait, who?
Big man Toro.
Oh, Toro is older than 17.
No. There's a level system, and
Oh.
so he's like 20-something, or... Yeah, he's pretty high up there, I think.
That makes sense, because Toro's actually only 14 years old.
Of course.
Okay, when GlaC was talking about the degrees, I actually thought he was going to talk about how he was like 17 years old or something. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that's how the ranking system works, right? It's degrees.
You wouldn't be such a big man if you're only 17 years old.
No, he's tall too, from what I've gathered. That was the whole like height conversation we had as well. Do you know?
Apparently, you're tall as well.
Yeah, I don't like talk about. I'm tall, but yeah, I guess I am kind of, not kind of. I am just really tall relative to like the average person.
Apparently, Rex is really short too.
Oh yeah, she is.
I'm really short too. It's the saddest thing.
Dino Dan guessed my exact height. It was so weird. He's a psychic.
Dino Dan guesses everything correctly.
He does. It's really odd, but maybe he's like psychic. Like, I don't know.
He's gonna guess the solution to the puzzle tomorrow.
Maybe we should have him do that. Just like say a random set of coordinates and head over, and then see what happens.
Maybe we should record a Dino Dan podcast where it's none of the hosts. It's just Dino Dan, and we have him talk, and then we turn it into a podcast.
I really want Dino Dan on this podcast. We're gonna make it happen at some point.
Gotta spam his DMs.
GlaC pulled up an interesting topic. that I think we forgot to write down, which was the Minecraft server, the Travelers
Yeah,
Minecraft server.
I forgot about that. Yeah, join. It's fun.
If you're in the Travelers, join this Minecraft server. It's really cool. I made a interesting house that I don't know what it is. It's a weird stone thing that's made of angles and a bunch of jargon. And then Bram and Lightning both decided that it was also their house, so now they live there too, and it's a good time.
I actually have a new house idea. Actually, I'll be moving out. Don't worry.
Oh.
For anyone in the Anarchy background, I can confirm portal trapping is allowed, so you can have fun.
I have a nice stone quarry that isn't really much of a quarry, but there's a nice tower overlooking the unbuilt quarry, so that's fun.
Nice.
I haven't ventured that far into the game. I just built a nice little house, and that's all for me. I'm not into all the huge machines and whatever, but I've already seen someone has built a lot of them around the desert.
You're not going to
area.
build Green Hill Zone?
Oh shoot. Well, might have to figure that out.
There goes
I need a lot of clay.
Life.
Logic, you need to make that now. It's just gonna be a minecart and a ton of slime blocks. Just
I mean, what comforts me is that I'm not like the sole person to. It's not like my sole mission now. It's already been done quite a bit, as could be imagined. But I think dang, what's his name? That dude doesn't that. He doesn't make Minecraft maps anymore. But he made like a Sonic map. Sorry.
Is Jeff Bezos who you're talking about?
Sorry, Jeff Bezos?
No, Jeff Bezos doesn't play Minecraft anymore. He stopped uploading to his YouTube
channel. No. Let me look it up on the fly. Again, very professional podcasters here. Sonic Minecraft map. Hold on. Disco, that guy. Yes.
FB Disco?
Yeah, that's the one. He made us a nice Sonic map.
Nice.
Which is it looks pretty darn good. And it's Green Hill Zone. You get to run around in it, and it times you. Very good.
Thank you, Bram, for making super cinematic trailer shots of the map with shaders and all that stuff to put in the podcast. We appreciate that. This is actually
he has to do it now.
360 video that he's rendered. You can use your mouse and spin it around.
Yeah. So if you look at the top right corner of your screen, you should see a bubble that has some arrows on it. Click on that, and you'll be able to actually look around as the environment is going. You might see some parrots. I think if you look in the distance, there's also a beehive, and there's also some bees there. So take a look at that.
It's a good time.
And look, the sun's going down.
Owl that was built by Lightning.
Oh yeah, if you look in the distance, like way off, you should see like the little edges of the L.
Can we talk about how Lightning cannot build anything aesthetically pleasing? It's just all like an eyesore. Can we take a moment to
It's modern art.
Yeah.
Everything he makes is in the shape of an L.
It's just not good looking. Like, are you doing that on purpose? Is like the idea to have it not look good, or do you think it looks good? Like, I'm curious.
It all looks amazing.
Okay.
I forgot how many there were.
Holy cow. He keeps building it all in front of Rex's house, too, which is the funniest thing, but...
Rex has the prettiest house, too, which just makes it even more awful.
You know, WB, thank you for welcoming Logic to the server like that. That's very nice of you.
Has he found where I live yet? I don't think he has, which is good, because when I log back on, I'll be waking up to 100 L's on my front lawn.
Great bonus to that was it shows what he got today, too, when he lost cokelord. That even was him.
Right, we'll get into that. I'm sure Lightning will be thrilled to speak on his defense. Or, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So,
Wait, before we hop into that, do we want to talk about Lightning updating its client? Give them time to talk about it.
Oh yeah. So, Lightning, you have time to plug your client before we absolutely decimate you. Did you have anything to say?
We're not going to be decimating anyone, okay?
Okay.
That's what Super thinks.
Hey, I will prevent any decimating from occurring.
It mainly just added more mobile compatibility for it, not a whole ton.
Is it like a fully functioning client on mobile? Like, is it?
Yeah, it works completely now.
Oh, that's
Except-
sick.
Except for free cam.
Still, that's super cool. Because mobile Travelers has definitely been... It's been alright, but it's been a bit lacking. But a client on that will be a really cool feature to have.
Alright, so we're getting into it. It's just the cokelord420 saga. So before anyone asks, the weird name is based off of Pepsi Lord 420, who, as far as I know, is Pepsi Boy. That's his new name.
It is Pepsi
Or
Boy.
actually, did he have that name in pre-release? I don't remember now.
He did. He was Pepsi Lord, so...
Gotcha. Okay, so you retained that for this version as well. So this is sort of an off of that because, haha, Coca-Cola, and it's Cokelord. So for the longest time, this guy was on the leaderboard, but just today, draw has occurred within the Travelers community.
Well, it started,
and,
it started a couple days ago, right? When I...
yeah, you brought it up. You're the one who was like, oh yeah, this guy. And
Yeah,
I honestly, even before you brought it up, I think there was kind of some rumblings
There's
of like,
been some speculation
Oh, yeah,
going
there's
on for a while.
been speculation, but I decided to build a bomb and hopefully set it off, and
bomb it was. Yeah.
The TLDR is that there's a theory that cokelord420 is LightningWB's alt, which was used to circumvent the one account on the leaderboard per person rule. And then recently it's been kind of discussed, and at first there wasn't enough proof to solve it, and then Toro kind of tested, and you guys can talk about that more if you'd like to, but
Yeah, Toro bamboozled Lightning, basically. Or if it really isn't his friend, he was bamboozled by Toro saying, I didn't log IPs, but I found this place that did, and it says on these occasions the Cokelord was logged onto the same IP as Lightning.
Right. So Toro kind of pulled a phoenix right there, where he juked out Lightning and made him may or may not have made him say something that he probably didn't want to say, and Toro used that as pretty crucial evidence for why Cokelord should be removed from the leaderboard. And by all means, it should have been done right there. But then another person who I should mention, has never talked in the Discord before. I think Bram did some research into when he actually joined, but there's still some speculation over that.
He joined the Discord. Now, I know for a fact he joined the Discord. The account joined the Discord end of August, for sure. 100%.
Okay, so he's been around for a while. We'll just say that. Anyhow, suddenly he perks up and he's like, hey, why was I removed from the leaderboard? So that prompted some further discussion, and then there was a whole debacle over how they was going to prove that he was another person and not just a copy of LightningWB. And eventually, Toro demanded that both of them take a picture of their desk and computer monitor within 30 seconds of each other, which they did not do. And so Cokelord was removed from the Travelers leaderboard. Do you have anything to speak in your defense, Lightning? Live to the viewers.
I stand by what I said earlier.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood.
I forgot what was the account's name that talked in bug reports?
Keen 6 something something. I can't check it now because, well, actually I can because somebody probably
It is Keen623.
It was Keen623. It's in the wood chipper chat.
So, cokelord420 is it's the account is it still exists in Travelers. It just has the tag is bot on, so it won't appear in the leaderboard. It might be difficult, but if Mr. Keen or cokelord420 is actually not Lightning's alt, then it's still possible for him. If there's he might have to have really strong evidence, but he could, under the case that he is real, kind of get his account unblocked from the leaderboard. So it's not like a move that can only happen once. It can be undone if Cokelord is innocent, but right now it's looking like the evidence is pointing against that.
Right, they'd have to prove it otherwise. And and even though technically it hasn't been 100% proved one way or the other. Toro he sort of determined that there was enough evidence against the there was at least enough evidence in the way that the two Discord accounts were acting between Lightning and Keen that he couldn't justify keeping Cokelord on the leaderboard anymore.
I would just like to state, for the record, that if Keen is a real person, that they went about this in literally the worst way possible and went out of their way to seem beyond suspicious. It was not handled well at all, and if they are a real person, I am sorry, but you had
your chance.
Yeah.
If they are a real person, I am also sorry, and if you can find a way, you still have your Travelers account. That's very high level. You can do cool things with that, and you can still, if you have, rock solid proof that you are not Lightning's alt, you could still apply to get it back. So it's not like it's completely ruined. If you're, this is also like under the hypothetical that Cokelord is a unique person behind the Travelers account.
Right, and if he isn't, Lightning is probably laughing to himself. As he's muted right now because we're talking about him as if he's a real person. So, have fun with that.
So, Lightning, what do you have to say?
Well, he already said what he wanted to say. He denies that Cokelord is himself, and that's all he wants to say on the matter. Unless he wants to add anything, which I'm not going to stop him from doing. Okay, I know there's some. I'm sorry, I need to interject here. I know there's probably some tension around this for whatever reason, but I seriously cannot stress. Just I this thing is hilarious to me. I'm sorry if it comes off otherwise.
Yeah, it's
because he's seriously like Toro went Phoenix right on this. It's like it was so hilarious to me. I don't think I've laughed harder reading the Discord messages in a long time. So, oh, Keith's typing. He's funding himself on podcast. Dude, we should get him on here. Can we get him on the impromptu? Or he might have. There was a whole thing about how he had to get Discord on his phone. He didn't have a computer mic, so I don't know how feasible that would be.
Here, I'll add him, see if he would.
Nice, let's do it. All right, he said no, so
this is
next to that. That's all right. I accept not wanting to become a public figure all of a sudden.
Yeah. But Keen, if you ever would like to VC, then we are down to hear ya.
Yeah, dude.
Because I don't want there to be like a real person that puts a ton of time into their account and gets banned. That would be so bad.
Oh my gosh. If it was a real person, we did kind of dumpster them.
I would feel awful. Yeah, so seriously, Keen, if you are real and like this happened to you, I am so sorry, and I will help you if you are real.
Yeah, I will help you get back on the leaderboard if you are a real person. Like, I'm sure Toro would do it, but like
Bram's got some pull. If you
what do you mean I got some? What does that mean?
You can
Super. You've got as much pull as he does.
That's true. I feel like, but Bram's like been around for ages. He's I don't know.
He's an old friend.
I don't know what Bram feels like to you guys, but to me, Bram feels like a big petty mob.
Right, Thank you for that insight, KingGlac.
It'd be like that.
I mean, like, Bram just seems like the mod-iest of the mods. So.
He's the moddiest. I can see it.
No fun allowed when Bram's no fun allowed when Bram's around. That's it.
If it's late at night, I become selectively deaf and blind. I'm just saying, Lightning's been there for it, everything, maybe. Yeah, Lightning, Dino, Rex, they know I'm a little selectively deaf and blind late at night, so.
Of course.
The whole Twales thing was just to make Bram seem more friendly, so people would trust him more.
God,
gain control of their wallets.
No, you don't even understand. It was supposed to be, those things that are like only funny in the moment. You don't know why they were funny ever again. I thought it was going to be one of those things. It hasn't been, and it's terrible, and I hate it. So
it's a legitimate disease.
Squiggles was much more fun in the moment.
I agree, but for whatever reason, Bram and Rex have been permanently affected and altered by this event. Like,
Yeah, it's really bad. I think Rex is like way worse off than me though.
oh
So
yeah,
yeah.
no, I was. You can just say Squiggles, and she will. It's real bad.
Super, you know how you have that picture of you, like, pretending to push Rex off a cliff?
Yeah.
You can just, like, put your arms up to her, like, about to push her, then just say Squiggles, then she'll just fall over laughing.
What?
See, I don't actually want Rex to fall off the cliff, but
Yeah, this is an official message from the thetravelers.online Discord mods. Don't fall off a cliff.
we do not condone any dangerous activities,
No, we
including
don't.
or not including cliffs. Don't do Squiggles, kids.
It's so good. I'm like so like dead tired right now. Otherwise, I'd be on the floor. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'd be on the floor. I'm too tired to laugh right now. So y'all are.
This isn't even the most scuffed episode either. This is like I think the one with Pepsi Boy was probably had more difficulties.
Squiggles is such a powerful drug, it isn't even recognized by the US government.
All right. Oh god, I forgot how terrible these your questions are. All right, so first of all,
Can't say that. There are
Well-
viewers, Logic. They say the best.
oh yeah, I
questions.
can't say that. Cut it out. Just cut it
They're a bit
out.
better than
We
usual,
are
but
going
I
to
wouldn't
put
dare.
it on loop for like 10 seconds.
Everything they say is perfect because they are beautiful viewers, and they all should subscribe and like because that is how good they are.
Okay. First of all, I need to establish the cutting room floor of this episode. Dino, I got your question, but I can't say that live because I'm gonna get canceled. So,
What's
Yeah,
Dino's
just-
question?
well, I don't know if Ram actually sent it to you or not.
I feel like. Okay, I feel like I didn't understand what he meant by it. It took me a bit. I did realize what he meant by it. I don't know. It was just very oddly worded. Yeah.
So anyway, I just want to acknowledge that because otherwise I would have gotten a snarky comment about it. A couple of minutes after this airs. So
You're still gonna get a snarky comment about it.
I still will. Why did I even bring
I
this
don't
up?
think he makes comments that aren't snarky.
Logic, I just messaged you. I think that's what he was referring to by that question.
Oh, okay. That's less suggestive than I was
Yeah, no,
expecting.
I was very
Anyhow,
confused.
I'm still
but
not going
yeah.
to read it off because I made a whole point about that, so and I need to save some of my pride. Anyhow,
Yeah,
let's move on to the first
I'm
question.
completely out of the loop, but
It
okie
took,
doke.
it
Don't worry
took
about
me
it,
like
Super.
it took me like 15 minutes to realize what he meant, and I was like, oh, okay, that's a lot less worse than I thought. But yeah,
Our first viewer question is from Slippy Ice Hero. Question for anyone: how many times do you think the corners have been visited? Probably a lot. It's probably like the first thing somebody wants to do when they join the game, I imagine.
There's a decent amount of signs on. I visited the top right corner last. The top left one didn't have much there when I was back there, and then the bottom left one is probably the most visited because that's the only thing with like stuff there. As for how many times numerically, I'm not sure.
At least 2.
At least, yep, there's more than 2 signs. I would say probably 5 would be my guess. Although that's kind of a shot in the dark.
If we're talking about the bottom left corner, I would say at least 10, like, based on, like,
Oh,
the
there
amount
would
of
probably be
people.
like 20, honestly, for the bottom left.
Yeah.
yeah.
His second question ties in this question, and I'm sorry if I just interrupted somebody, but that's how it goes on here. What do you think the most popular corner is?
The
Bottom left for sure.
bottom
Yeah,
left. Yeah.
probably. I don't see any. There's no real reason to visit the other ones except unless you wanted to be like cool, I guess.
Unless you want to see my fancy lawn art that I put on each corner.
Yeah. Okay.
I was just pronouncing QGS as one word.
How would you pronounce?
QGS.
That's so dumb, but it makes me laugh.
Oh my gosh. Our next question is from Rex Rex. She asks, Lightning, why would you lie about being keen?
Jeez.
I didn't
Do you want to
lie.
respond to that, Lightning? You didn't lie?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Alright. Our next question comes from Rex. She asks, Lightning, how do you feel about me being 10th on the leaderboard?
Congratulations, I guess.
Rex, I love you. We gotta work on your manners, though.
Man, these are some great questions. Alright. Next. Oh, I can't do it. Alright. Oh, gosh. Our next... Actually, I can't ask that because Keen's not on here.
Well, he might be listening, you know?
Oh, shoot, you're right. Alright, Keen, if you're listening to this, respond in the comment section below so we know you're a real human. Slippy asks you, why didn't you join the community? I mean, you can interpret that however you want, but I guess that's what he wants to know. You tell us, actually. Why didn't you join the community, huh? Huh? What's your deal? You only want the pride and stature of being so high on the leaderboard? Or is there some other reason? For monetary gain?
Yeah, that's
I mean, he
monetary.
did say he wanted to be on the leaderboard because he wanted to be known by the community, which is kind of counterintuitive because no one knew his actual.
Right, I don't
Yeah,
really
he
get
just
where
kind
that
of a
comes from.
spoofed name and then didn't interact with anyone. I don't know.
Our next question comes from Slippy Ice Hero. For Lightning, why did you want 2 spots on the leaderboard?
I haven't had 2 spots since Boatman.
You heard it from the man himself, folks.
I mean, the question's still viable.
Yeah.
Why did you want them in the first place?
I liked knowing I owned a fifth of the leaderboard.
Fair enough. Below these questions is a note written by SuperQGS as an afterword. Again, I don't think we should answer these specific questions unless we feel the atmosphere can take it. Do you guys think we did that?
Probably not.
Well, moral of the story, Keen, if you want to hang out, join us all, get to know us, we would love to have you. Lightning, if
seriously,
that's you, I'm going to slap you upside the head. 100%. Okay.
No, I just want to say 2 things. So one, Keen, if you are a real person, we are very, very sorry, and we will we'll get you back on. We'll find a way if you can.
We'll make it up to you somehow.
We'll make it up to you. We'll have you on the podcast. 2, if the other outcome is true and you are Lightning, still think you're super cool, and thank you for making the Adura wall and all the stuff. And sorry that your alt account got taken off the leaderboard.
You liked the wall like 500 out?
Oh, not the Adura wall. The Adura wall is also
not
cool.
that one.
The Aduro Games wall, but that's also a cool wall, 500 out.
I wonder if Lightning is gonna ever try and do something more than the Euro wall, because, 435 rows, we don't know how long that took. That's just a speculation.
He's gonna surround the whole world. No one can get to the border anymore.
He can't do that, there's protection on the one corner.
You go around it.
Oh,
Actually, Lightning, one last kind of random question. I think you kind of hinted at making a land bridge all the way to the southwest corner. Have you taken any steps to do that, or?
You can use my bot to go around oceans now.
But the bottom left corner is like on an island. How would you get to the if it's covered in ocean?
Yeah, I could make a bridge, but I'd have to move my botnet a ways.
That'd be an interesting project.
Alright, so anyone have any last thoughts?
What about Poro's question? Didn't he ask a question?
Oh, shoot, he did.
it's deep
Do you really wanna answer
philosophical.
this, though?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I
Are we
don't
really gonna
know.
care about what
It's too
the
late.
creator of the game says? I mean,
Well, no, I do care. It's just that this feels like something you came up with in 5 seconds, so...
yeah. Dude, be more original. Come on, man.
I don't really care for this question.
I
Maybe
think-
our guests
yeah,
will take
no,
a stab at it.
No, we'll take a stand here. We have higher standards for questions in Season 2.
Yeah, you
Or
know what,
get out
Taro?
of here.
We don't bend your
Frick
will.
you, Dude.
Yeah, screw you.
The audacity.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. What does traveling mean?
I feel like it's the
Yeah, we're not
word used
philosophers
to
over
describe the act of playing the game. I feel like being a traveler in this traveling means being active in the community.
Well, you know what, Glek? I respect you for taking a stab at something so esoteric. But as for me, I agree. We have higher standards here at the Travelers Podcast, and we will not stand for such low-effort questions such as those.
Oh, Lightning just submitted a question in our chat right now as he's sitting in the
See,
VC.
now we're going
He's
Inception
in
because
the
we're
podcast.
getting guest questions. Favorite moment of the Travelers? For me, it was either the anchor trap or finishing the wall and getting the shard in. I think those were. I can't hold one above the other. I think those are both equally satisfying.
I'd agree.
I think for me, definitely the chipper wall or the chipper wall or finding a Logic Bram for 20 base in pre-release.
I really envy you being able to do that, because that must have been like such a shocking moment to see that.
I've talked about it a bit before, but it was very shocking because like I woke up and looked at my screen and my eyes were just like adjusting for like a solid 5 seconds, and I was like, "Wait, what?" That was an experience.
I guess like, because had you seen a base before that, like a real structured area?
I don't think I had.
Because
Not anything.
it might have almost looked like it was placed there by the developer, even if you like waking up just then and you were like looking at it. It
Wait,
was like,
hold on.
what the heck
Actually,
is this?
that's not the first base I ever found. I actually found a test base that Taragadude made.
I remember that.
And I just happened to walk past it, and he was mind blown that I actually apparently I'm just the best at randomly walking into bases. Okay, so keep me away from your bases if you don't want them found. I guess.
I mean, calling it a base might have been giving it too much credit. It was
That's
pretty
true.
pathetic, honestly.
It's kind of sad. Taragadude should get good.
Your guessing skills were only rivaled by Dino Dance.
True.
Was it public that we had a base at that point? Like, did you know what?
Nope, he was the first one to find it.
You
actually
talked about Logic Bram 420 base, but like no one else. Like
right,
I didn't
we
know anything
hadn't.
about
You
where
were
it
actually
was.
the first one to share a picture of it, and we were like, I remember
Yeah.
waking up to that, and I was like, uh-oh, that's not good.
I panicked.
And I remember, yeah, me and Bram met in a panic over a DM, and then he was like, nah, honestly, if anyone was to find it, and like if Super's the least concerned I am. When it comes
No,
to
that
people
was
finding
you
it.
that said that. I didn't
Was
know
it?
who Super
Hold
was.
on.
I had no idea who he was. And I talked about this with Super the other day. I didn't really know who he was. Like,
Wow, Super used to be a no name.
That was a nobody, dude. Got the I had the D&D pixel art dice profile picture.
I remember
time.
that. Only real fans remember that.
Only real SuperQGS fans remember the D&D profile picture. Still in the mower
I want
tragedy
to
video right
the
now.
D&D profile picture. I must learn.
Glax adopted it. He's taken on the tradition.
Mine was probably when I first joined, and I thought that the spires were still a thing, and I was the first person to find a UMF.
That must have been pretty cool. I remember finding a UMF for the first time. I was like, wow, this is neat. That was only a tip of the iceberg.
My favorite moment is definitely when I murdered that person at spawn. Honestly, that chase was great. Because as I was chasing them, I was like, okay, I got a double step. And since I died recently from the Enduro games, I had none of my stats. So I was like, okay, I'm chasing this guy. What should I do? And I put almost all of it into attack, and then like 2 or 3 into stamina, just so I could double step a little bit faster to him. And it was, he was staying away from me until he ran into a house. He ran to a house, and that ruined it for him. Then I beat him with my fists.
It's glad to know that Glac's favorite moment in this game was murder. So,
Come on, Glax. They could have been maybe that person would have solved the puzzle.
yeah, maybe
Glax's fault.
if you hadn't killed them.
I told them to ping me in Discord, so I don't know what.
They're not gonna
didn't.
ping the person who just killed them. Why would they do that?
So they can yell at me.
Anyhow, any last thoughts?
Taragadude add redstone.
Yeah, they're called bluestone.
UMF dust.
You can you can like smash them and then they give like two dust and then you lay it down. Yeah, that's great.
That's solving the puzzle. That's what you get after you finish the puzzle.
Okay, but on a serious note, like you have wires. Come on, dude. You already have you have the framework in place. You just got to use it, utilize it. I believe in you.
Can do it, Taragadude.
Honestly, that would have to be so expensive because it'd have to be like a kilometer of wire.
It's a kilometer of wire. Well, honestly, like having a kilometer of fence doesn't make much sense either in the context of making a base. But who are we to complain?
Hey, I got 3 planks of wood. I can make a kilometer fence, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. This will stop intruders for several days as they try to break through this.
Not even Minecraft can rival my efficiency.
The fact that it's just fences has always bugged me. It doesn't make any sense. Anyhow.
With a kilometer worth of chest.
Yeah, well, okay. I mean, at least that one. Well, no. It's not. No. It's not that the. Here's the thing. It's not that the chest is a kilometer large. It's just that in the center of the square kilometer there is a single chest and there's nothing else around it for
Each chest is
the
a
entire
kilometer
diameter.
apart.
Right. It
when you
takes
get,
up the entire kilometer of space. And you have to travel. You have to travel a kilometer every time you want to travel to your new chest. If you have like a row of them.
With a fence, you just have like a giant kilometer long like thing just swing open.
Every base in the Travelers is a castle, just with this giant gate in front of it.
A kilometer big ocean platform.
We're making oil rigs out here with a few ocean platforms.
Each sign is a billboard.
Thank you all for watching the Travelers podcast. Or listening, I suppose. My name is Logic Mage, and thank you. I was about to do the intro again, but I guess I realized that's stupid. Why would I ever do that? Because you already did the intro. You already know who I am. If you don't know who these guys are by now, then that'd be a real shame. Anyhow, thank you for watching. We'll see y'all the next time.
See ya.
Peace out.